Namaste. In today's video, I'm talking about star seeds. Star seeds are souls who are not of human origin. They come onto earth from other dimensions for various reasons. They are born into normal families. They face certain trials and tribulations depending upon uh, the lessons they need to learn on earth, or depending upon their objective that they have to fulfill because of their birth on earth. So they face various challenging situations and they evolve through it. So today I'll talk about the star seeds. We all are aware of the chakra system. The chakras are like portals to the other dimensions that exist. Apart from humans, there are various other types of beings at various levels of evolution, and they are evolving at their own level in whatever dimension they are. But the rate of spiritual evolution or spiritual growth is not as fast as it is on earth. For example, if somebody is born on earth, they take on two extra attachments. Here you can see the picture of the five sheets that covers our individual consciousness. The outer sheet, which is the Annamaya Kosha, is the physical body which we can see. Pranamaya Kosha is the pranic sheath where Kundalini, the chakras, pranic movements, they all happen at this level. Manovaya Kosha and Vijnanamaya Kosha are the mental and intellectual sheaths, and they represent your astral body. Next comes the Anandamaya Kosha, or the bliss sheath, or the causal body. Within all these sheaths is your individual essence or individual consciousness. To reach within to that level, it is faster when you are born on earth and you take on two extra attachments, that is the pranic sheath and the physical sheath. Generally, in the other dimensions, they do not have a physical body. When the physical body is present along with the pranic sheath in which the Kundalini is present, spiritual evolution can happen at a very faster pace when compared to somebody who is in the other dimension. That is why many souls who are of higher dimension, they want to be born on earth so that they can attain a very faster spiritual evolution, maybe in one or maybe few lifetimes. And these people, when they are born on earth, they get their wisdom, their intelligence, their technology, their arts, their psychic abilities. They are a gift to earth. They help raise the consciousness of earth. They help raise the light on earth. And while doing this, they are even helping people around them to evolve. In a way, these people are leaving footprints on earth for the future generations to follow. When a starseed is born on earth, they take on two extra sheets, that is the pranic sheet and the physical sheet, so that they can experience the physical dimension. Pranic sheath is where all this very quick spiritual evolution happens, and that is not there in the other dimensions. Once they recall who they are, they go on to a spiritual path and they start quickly uh, progressing on that path, and they understand that they have a lot of inherent talents, abilities, and gifts. They all come to the forefront when they sort of realize that they are the star seeds. Generally, star seeds are born in normal families. Sometimes they're even born in families where there is a lot of trauma. And they're born in those families so that they can repair and heal the DNA. When a family line has too much of broken junk DNA, that is, the DNA is not properly chained, when this situation is there, it simply means that the family has a lot of curses, or maybe the family is holding too much of trauma, pain, unnecessary ideas, lot of fear, And most of this gets transmitted to the next generation through the DNA. The next generation too lives within that same limited outlook. They keep repeating the patterns of their ancestors to some extent because they are sharing their DNA. When a starseed is born in such a family, the starseed starts clearing away the trauma or the pain in that DNA when they are working upon themselves. They repair the DNA. Once the DNA is repaired because of spiritual evolution, in the next generations, higher order beings can be born in that family. Because when you have junk DNA, the junk DNA, which is very broken, it cannot support an enlightened being to be born in that family. So a starseed who's born in that family not only evolves personally, but at the family level, they are repairing the DNA so that these future generations, it allows for higher order beings to express through that DNA. And at the societal level too, they leave an impact. They leave an impact in various ways. The star seeds, they have a special type of authenticity. They have a special light. And these people, they fight against injustice. They question bad practices. They question delimiting ideas, behaviors, attitudes. They can lead social revolutions. Generally, when a society is living with a lot of bad behaviors, dogmas, selfish attitudes. For example, if there is a society which sort of encourages slavery, that society on the whole is cruel. They're using that person against their will. They use and abuse that person. So on the whole, when the society at large displays this type of an attitude or practice, that society is working from a very egoic level. And higher order beings cannot be born in that society. So, in such societies, also, starseeds are born to question the practices because a normal person who's born in that society will not question the practice. He will use that practice for his own benefit. And he may not even see anything wrong with it. He may feel that a person is born as a slave to serve him, and that is right. There's nothing wrong about that system. It takes a lot of courage for somebody to come out, talk against it, that to in a society which is sleeping at that level, to bring about a revolution, to abolish slavery. It needs somebody who has the grit. And generally, people who lead such causes which uplift the society, are starseeds. Because a normal human lives life from the mode of fight and flight mechanism generally. They're mostly operating from fear or the desire to gain something. To transcend this at a certain level and to go beyond their own selfish egos, to abolish bad practices, to bring about a revolution, it is generally beyond the capacity of a normal human soul. That is, a soul that is of the earthly origin. There are evolved souls of earthly origin and they too fight against injustices, but they are generally smaller in number when compared to the star seeds. Apart from this, star seeds have other abilities and gifts which they get onto earth. So generally they have an impact on themselves at a personal level and at a societal level. So wherever a star seed, the society, there is a productive change in the society at some level. Maybe it's arts, maybe it's technology, maybe it's social systems, maybe it's banking systems, maybe it is engineering systems. It could be any system where this star seed is working. The star seed will contribute towards upliftment of that system and increased productivity of that system. Apart from that, they help their family by clearing away the family DNA so that higher order souls are born. They take on all the trauma and pain of the family onto themselves. And at the societal level, they create a major impact. They send ideas out to the society which will uplift the society. They bring about a new perspective. It could be about anything. They try to bring about a change in the society in such a way that the society at some level is moving away from the dark and into light. Apart from this, these people even help Mother Earth. Their very presence on Earth, after they've had a spiritual evolution, they become conduits for the universal energy to flow through them and into Earth. So they attract lot of pranic energy. Generally, these people have a active third eye. When the pineal gland here, it starts vibrating, it attracts cosmic energy or the descent of grace or the descent of Shakti or the descent of the pranic energy that descends onto that person. And these people use this energy to heal others, to heal earth. Even their very presence on earth and allowing that energy to move through them and into earth itself will benefit earth a lot. So if you have these star seeds in huge numbers on earth, the spiritual evolution of earth will go to the next higher level. That is, earth will repair itself. It will move away from the lower level of consciousness to a higher level of consciousness. There will be more light on earth. And because of this new atmosphere, higher order beings can be born on earth. And when higher order beings are born on earth, earth becomes peaceful. There is peace, knowledge, and arts, culture flourishing on earth. So, how do these people recall their origin? When they are undergoing a spiritual awakening process, or just when it is starting in the early stages, they start receiving bits and information of what their origin is. It could be the name of certain planet, it could be the name of a certain race that is of the otherworldly origin, it could be the language, it could be a forgotten practice which this person had practiced in the other dimension, or certain memories of the other dimension surface in this person's head. They even recall their name in another dimension. Some go into speaking the language or the songs or the hymns of their uh, parent planet. Once the spiritual awakening starts happening, the DNA activates in the person. When the DNA is activating, the subconscious, unconscious mind are opening up. When this is opening up, all that material which is there within, which is hidden, comes to surface. When a person is born on earth, there is the power of Maya here. That is, there is this veil of forgetfulness. So, when we are born on earth, we forget from where we have come. And once we forget everything, we even forget our origin. But once some sort of a spiritual activity is unfolding in the body, the forgotten things start coming to the surface because all this information is in the subconscious mind and that is coming out. Apart from that, they have a very heavy dream activity. They get premonitions on what is going to happen. They have certain otherworldly experiences where they might see spaceships, some see aliens, some can see their spirit guides. They are more in tune with their inner intuition. Their psychic abilities start growing. They have visitations from beings of both the lower and upper dimension also. Initially, when they're in the awakening, they might have a lot of negative encounters with entities who are coming from the lower dark worlds. But once they move to a certain level in their spiritual evolution, they understand the presence of their guides. They know that there's a team of people or otherworldly being who are helping them in their spiritual evolution. So they are not alone. Initially, they will feel alone. They may think that there is nobody who will understand them. They know that they are different from others. They know that they do not fit in with their family. They do not fit in with their friends, their peers. They know that they are a misfit in the society. They feel alone in certain time of their evolution. But later on, they understand that they're not alone, and that there is a team that takes care of them. Many of these star seeds can experience sudden chronic ailments. This happens when the subconscious mind is about to open up. Chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia. Some have some accidents, near death experiences, or they can have a very deep emotional pain that can trigger a spiritual awakening. They have to go through this phase where they are in a total darkness, total despair, lot of confusion, chaos in life. Then they move into the zone where they start seeing light once they heal a part of their DNA, or when they heal a part of their uh, subconscious material. Now, these phases of moving into dark and moving into light, it can happen many times in their lifetime, depending on how much uh, and how fast they are spiritually evolving. They start experiencing Kundalini related symptoms, or chakras rotating, especially the pineal gland. These starseeds, generally they have the pineal gland being more affected. The heart chakra is affected a lot in them, and even the stomach chakra. When I mean affected, it simply means that the energies work more in this area when it is a starseed. They have lot of tests. They have to learn lessons too when they're born on earth. Starseeds are born on earth to learn certain lessons for spiritual evolution, for bringing in their special abilities, their special technology, their special uh, knowledge to earth. Once they have a spiritual evolution and the process unfolds in the body, they start having various types of Kundalini symptoms. And generally, it is at this stage that people start researching and trying to understand what is happening with them. Generally, star seeds who are born in a certain family that holds a lot of trauma, when they're born in it, they clear away the trauma of the family when they are clearing away their own DNA. And many choose to be born in societies, in families where there is a lot of pain and trauma. The reason is that with their presence, the family or the society will evolve, it'll heal. Apart from that, when a star seed is born on earth, there is this risk of forgetting their true nature, because as I said earlier, earth is a place where there is maya, that is the veil of forgetfulness. For them to lose themselves on earth simply means that they'll get caught in the cycles of life and death, and they do not want it. So in a way, a starseed plans their life. They plan their life before they're born on earth, but they forget the fact that they've planned their life. And many star seeds have trauma as part of their life, because when they are caught up in trauma and pain on earth, their ability to transmute that pain into an higher spiritual evolution, that will help them to remember their true origin. If life is very happy and nice, we will forget that we are a star seed. So they purposefully choose these situations so that the trauma, when it goes to a certain degree, an extreme degree, it can open the subconscious mind and the spiritual evolution starts. Earth is a dense energy planet. So starseed as such, they find it difficult to live on Earth because starseeds come from a higher dimension. Their vibrational level is high. The light they carry within is high. They have to reduce their vibration to fit into the physical body. That is why many star seeds are not connected much with their body. They look out at the stars thinking that they belong somewhere else and not in their family, or to that particular planet, or to that particular house. They don't feel connected. They're always looking into the stars, and they somehow think that maybe I'm come from the stars. From the time they're able to think on their own, they realize that they're drastically different from others around them. These people have the higher emotional capability to forgive, to help, to empathize. They carry innate wisdom. And many things that they see on earth, they may not accept those attitudes or those behaviors or these ideas, because they come from that lower egoic, selfish, uh, which a normal person is. During their teens, the starseeds can be rebellious, and their family will brand them as somebody who is very undesirable to be around. And if the starseed does not accept the family's directions or their values or their beliefs, the starseed is alienated by the family. The starseed is traumatized, bullied by their own family members. That is because the starseeds carry this inner light. And when they're born into families who are mostly operating from the lower egoic nature, or families who have people with lot of personality disorders, those who have a personality disorder cannot withstand the light of a starseed. So they are drawn towards the starseed, and they want to trouble the starseed. For this reason, they get bullied by their own friends, family, relatives. They're seen as an outcast. Nobody understands them. They're branded as somebody who is not good. In a way, they're made to forget their own intelligence and wisdom by their family. Their family does this, especially when they're born in family which carries a lot of trauma. The family does this to the star seed because they're jealous or in competition with the star seed. And the star seed, as a person, has more light and more wisdom than all the others in the family. So the family is trying to pull down the star seed into that pain, into that trauma, into those belief systems which are not productive, or those fears. They do their level best to pull them down into that scenario, because they want to switch off the light that is there in the star seed, and the star seed has to become one among them, and the star seed has to forget the origin. Sometimes you have dark forces which are operating on earth. These negative entities which do not have a physical body, they do not want somebody to evolve on earth. So these entities, when they see that a star seed is born on earth and that the star seed has still not undergone the spiritual awakening, the star seed is unaware of the spiritual origin. This is the best time to attack the star seed, so that the star seed will forget their inner light, and they'll get caught up in the cycles of life and death, because that risk is there. It will take few more lifetimes in such a scenario for the star seed to have a spiritual evolution. But these negative entities will try their best to keep the star seed down. And how do they do it? They use people around the star seed to verbally attack the star seed, to cause trauma, to cause pain, so that this star seed can never understand, or the star seed cannot recall uh, his inner essence. In that way, the star seed is trapped on earth, and it might take him a while or few lifetimes to recall his origin. When a starseed is having a spiritual awakening or during those phases, generally is misunderstood by everybody around him. Even when he does something with a good intention, he is looked upon as a bad person. He gets branded as a bad person just because he is different. He is more expressive of his ideas, and most of the ideas he expresses, they they are not coming from that lower ego where he wants to get something for his own selfish desire, or he is that inner fear that is there in every human, this person somehow he surpasses that to some extent. Star seeds are sensitive beings. They cannot tolerate too much of light, too much of noise. They stay away from crowds. They're sensitive and allergic to certain types of food and medicines too. They generally are happy using natural remedies. They like to be around animals, plants, nature. They like to be in tune with Earth's rhythms or the planetary rhythms. They understand that when they protect Earth, they are in a way protecting themselves and the humanity. And apart from that, all the plants and animals that exist on it. They experience a lot of fatigue. They can get tired very easily, especially when they are in midst of lower energetic vibrations. When they cut off toxic people from their life, toxic situations from their life, when they heal themselves, they will regain their strength. They are able to tap into their innate abilities. They generally like to work alone and they need lot of alone time to read, to rest, to rejuvenate because the spiritual awakening process is very taxing. It requires seclusion and lot of space, personal space to effectively undergo this process. The challenges that are there for the star seeds is firstly to remember or recall their origin and not get caught up in the Maya that is there here on earth. They have forgotten their actual origin, and the earth's energies they're very dense for them. So navigating these dense energies is a very difficult thing for the star seeds. Star seeds coming from higher dimension, especially when they're born on earth for the first time, they do not understand human behavior. They do not understand toxic behaviors. So they are generally victims of abuse. They're used and abused. And because of their good nature, they start attracting too many of these problem people into their life. Because they're givers, they attract takers. And the quality of people who come into their life initially is of low category. Psychopaths, sociopaths, narcissistic personality disorder people, they get attracted because they know that they can take something from that star seed, or because a star seed has a very forgiving nature or kind nature, or because they're good nature, they can take advantage, use and abuse them. These people have to learn to set boundaries, keep toxic people out of their life, and once they do this, their spiritual evolution speeds up a lot. So here the starseed needs to learn lessons. He needs to understand that Earth is a place where, though people are of human form, they have these animalistic tendencies within them, especially those souls who are new human souls who have just evolved from animal to human nature. They display a lot of these animalistic behaviors. So, in a way, the starseed has to learn lessons on these behaviors and he has to learn to protect himself from these energies. Once they have learned their lessons, they understand that there is a mission that they have to accomplish on earth. These people, they get attracted to spiritual practices, healing practices. They try out different breathing techniques, meditative techniques, healing techniques. They understand the importance of healing oneself. And when they are healing themselves, they are moving faster in the spiritual journey. Generally, for the star seeds, the first chakra to activate is the pineal gland. Once the pineal gland is activated, they attract a top down awakening, that is, the descent of grace or the descent of Shakti onto them. Along with this comes the uh, encounters with spiritual guides who help them in this process. They may even have external situations working out in their favor They might meet gurus, like minded people, and their spiritual evolution starts moving at a very faster pace. Their DNA activation starts once the Kundalini symptoms they start appearing. Generally, Kundalini symptoms happen for people who have any type of spiritual awakening. Generally, star seeds have a top down awakening, that is a descent of grace. So, even when they're experiencing the descent of grace, they have these Kundalini symptoms. Generally, the activation of DNA it is preceded by various illnesses, strange illnesses, which are happening over a period of time. The person loses his vitality, his light, and as I said, they may have faced a lot of challenging situations for various reasons. When they lose too much of their light, they fall sick. And when they fall sick, from there, they need to heal themselves. When they're healing themselves, they're healing their family and society to some level. And they're again regaining their light. And when they regain their light, they recall their origins, they recall their mission on earth, they recall their abilities which were forgotten earlier. Life makes more sense to them. And then they start contributing towards uh, their family, towards their society, and earth at large. They can be working in various sectors. Whichever sector they work in, they are always contributing to that sector. They generally experience the descent of grace. It starts pouring onto their head, and then the energy descends into the body, and then the energy again turns upwards, where you can see it in the second picture as an auric field. So they develop a very strong auric field. This auric field protects them. The energy predominantly works on their head, the chest area, and the stomach area. And this sort of a spiritual evolution is called the top down awakening. Generally, star seeds, when they are born into families, they face a lot of pain and trauma. But there are certain type of star seeds who are born into good families also. Families who are highly evolved and who are enlightened, or they're born to parents who are a star seed, that is either one or both the parents are star seeds. When they're born in such a family, they don't have to face the challenge of going through a traumatic life. For them, life is more comfortable because the parents are highly evolved and they support their growth. In such a scenario, the star seed is born on earth to give earth a special technology, a special ability, a special kind of knowledge, a special kind of skill, arts, maybe it could be mathematics, it could be a variety of things which till now the humans on earth did not have. These people come from the other dimensions, and when they come from the other dimensions, they pass on their body of knowledge or the skill or the ability to humans, so that humans can learn this from them and they can continue growing on their own path. In a way, a lot of these star seeds have helped humans to build wonderful structures. Some of the structures that are there on earth, the pyramids, uh, some of the most beautiful temples, the Angkor Wat temple, the Bailon temple, the Ellora temples. These temples were built at a very short duration, and that too in a time and era where people had no modern technology. But these temples were built very beautifully and in a very short period of time, and this is beyond the scope of a human ability. It is only somebody from a higher dimension, only they can do this task. The great mathematician Ramanuja, in his short lifespan, he lived to transfer the mathematical knowledge that he had for the future of humanity. He has given us enough knowledge for us to study and for to use for the next 50 to 60 years. And once he had passed on this knowledge, he left his mortal body. When asked how he could arrive to these mathematical formulations, or he could write so much about mathematics, he said he was guided by the goddess and he got this knowledge from a higher dimension. In the same way, Dmitri Mendeleev, he wrote the chemical table. When asked how he could do it, he said that he saw the chemical table in his third eye. So, this was the knowledge that came to him from the other dimensions. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa once mentioned that he and Swami Vivekananda had come in onto earth from another dimension to spread spiritual knowledge. There are many artists, many saints, many architects, very knowledgeable, skillful people who are born on earth, and such people who come onto earth to pass on their knowledge are generally born in good families where from a very early age they start working and they start transmitting their knowledge to the humanity. They generally live a shorter life, and once they have completed their mission, they immediately return back to their home planet. Star seeds are born on earth when the time is right, and when they are born on earth they transfer a body of knowledge or a skill or an ability for the humans, so that the humans too evolve spiritually and their ability to grow, to learn, to flourish, that also happens at a faster pace. When they're doing this, they are also evolving because here on earth the spiritual progress is very fast. Some of these star seeds may feel that they have a twin that is born on earth. Twin is somebody who is of the opposite sex, same vibration, and somehow their spiritual evolution is linked. So they even understand that there is a twin. Generally, in whatever families they are born in, especially those families which are holding a lot of belief systems which are of the lower egoic nature, or belief systems which are born out of ignorance, or belief systems which are born out of fear or the desire to get into heaven, all these types of beliefs, they challenge them. At some point in their life, they disconnect from them. So, most star seeds, once they're moving on the spiritual path, they disassociate with the solid religious structures. They prefer a more open spiritual type of lifestyle, an all inclusive lifestyle, and they do not do their work, spiritual work, to get into heaven or to avoid hell. So that fear of hell or the desire of pain is not there in the star seeds. For them, it is about living a holistic life and growing spiritually. Another challenge star seeds experience on life is when they try to have a relationship with a person, it generally turns out to be a karmic relationship. A star seed cannot have, or it is nearly impossible, maybe in few exceptions here and there, if they find a spiritually evolved partner, then it is okay. But generally, whatever relationship they get into or the marriage they get into, it ends in pain, and more pain for the star seed because they commit themselves more into the relationship. The star seeds are very given. So whatever they believe in, they put in their total energy, even in relationships. And when the relationship is with the wrong person, they are the ones who get hurt the most in the relationship. Many of them even experience claustrophobia. They feel they're trapped in the body, and they even feel frightened when they're in small spaces. Uh, the biggest fear is losing their freedom to express themselves, their freedom to live their life. Added to this fear or this pain that is already there in them, there will be people in their life who will try to curtail their freedom, or not allow them to take decisions. So they'll face these situations where they have to fight and come out of these situations and cut off those relationships. If they do not cut off those relationships, they will not grow. When they lose their light, they fall into sickness. So that is another pain. So even if they don't lose their light immediately, when it is getting siphoned away in smaller quantities on a daily basis, that too can cause a lot of pain on a daily basis. They are on earth and their origin is at the stars level. It could be some other dimension, some other star system. It could be some planetary system which is very far away. Or it could be a different level of existence which is not physical. For these reasons, they feel they are pulled away from their family, they're disconnected, and they're alone on earth. This is a very difficult pain to deal with. And a starseed will have this pain all their life, no matter what. Even when they're in the presence of very nice people, spiritually enlightened people, they will feel a connection at a certain level, but at a certain level, they understand that they are not of earthly origin. And generally, starseeds are the one who start questioning life. They start questioning their purpose, their mission. They question everything they see and hear. So, generally, the way they think is in the form of questions. Even the reality, they question it at every level. And the more they evolve spiritually, they are seeking more answers. The list of questions they have, it increases until they get all their answers. They experience existential crisis. And during this phase, nothing works out for them at any level. In this dark phase, they heal a lot. Then they come to light. Again, they have to undergo another phase of healing. During that phase, they again go into the dark phase. So they have these cycles of healing that happens. And when the cosmic energy is descending onto them, the more it descends onto them, the more they start healing. And the more they will go through these phases. Initially, though, the starseed can have a top-down awakening, lot of cosmic energy descending out of the person's body can lead to a Kundalini awakening. But this may take more than one lifetime. So generally, most starseeds have a top-down awakening, and few starseeds can have a Kundalini awakening. That is, a top-down awakening can transform into a Kundalini awakening. When these starseeds are healing, they start recalling the name of the dimension they have come from, or the planetary system, or the race they belong to. They start remembering the events that are associated with that race. They have otherworldly stories that they can share with others around them, how life is in the other dimensions. Many recall the name. It could be something like the Blu-ray being, or the Orphans, Indigo Child, Crystal Child. They have many names. These names are not names that are chosen by the person. These are names that are there embedded in their subconscious mind. And when the subconscious mind opens up in a spiritual awakening, that subconscious mind tells them of their origin. Something which is forgotten by them comes to their memory. For example, if somebody is a crystal child, then they know that they're a crystal child because they hear that message in their head, or in a dream state, or somebody is telling them in a psychic message, that a telepathic message, that they are a crystal child. So this various labels of starseed names, these are not a figment of the person's imagination. These actually exist, and they are just recalling something which is forgotten because of the strong maya that is there on earth. So the identity from the human being moves to the identity of a starseed when they undergo spiritual evolution. Earlier, they thought that they were this human being. Now they see themselves maybe as a crystal child, as a indigo, as a Blu-ray being. So the various categories, names on this. But is that the final thing in a spiritual evolution? That is the question that comes here. When somebody is undergoing a spiritual awakening and they start recalling that they belong to certain race, certain origin, the risk or the issue here is that they will get tied up to this level of identity. Spiritual evolution is not about getting caught up at a level of identity. It is about breaking through those levels of identities. So if somebody recalls that they're a Blu-ray being and life starts making more sense to them, they understand why they behave in such a manner, why they think differently from others around them. And when they realize that there are a lot of Blu-ray beings on earth and their behavior at a general level, it matches with other Blu-ray beings who are working or who are present in various regions on earth. They have a common way of looking at life, the way they express themselves, the inner peace that they hold. It is that characteristics are common amongst all the Blu-ray beings. So when they realize that they're expressing that level of energy and that they're a Blu-ray being, life starts making more sense to them. All the mysteries or all the questions which were there earlier about life get answered now. So they have a new level of awareness, a new understanding, which fills them with confidence. And this allows them to bring about the necessary changes in life, which are in line with their new identity, and they're able to bring in their inherent abilities to the fore so that they can help themselves and the humanity. But a starseed might get caught up at this level of identity. They have to understand that this is also an identity at that level, and that also has to be pierced through if they have to be evolve spiritually. So, at one level, once they understand that they're not of earthly origin, and once life starts making sense to them, at that level, they have to even disidentify themselves as being a starseed. If they do not do that, they'll get caught up at that level of identity, and that will not allow that person to evolve any further. So the next thing is to move away from this idea that they're a star seed and go more into their inner essence. Because on earth, this facilitates the environment here, it facilitates speedy spiritual evolution. So if you get caught up in an idea or an identity at that level as a star seed, you will at the most have a top down awakening. It will not move into a Kundalini awakening. When you go past the idea of being a star seed and you try to look within and understand there is something more within you, then very quickly this star seed can even have a Kundalini awakening process. The more they go within, the more they question, the more they peel away these identity layers, the more they are closer to a Kundalini awakening process. What is beyond this identity of a star seed is experiencing the I am as I am presence. Even that is a level of consciousness. You can go in more further. The more you disassociate with the identity that gets created at a level of consciousness, the more inner the person moves. The more the starseed's light quotient is increasing, the more authentic they become. And now they're more self aware. They understand why they are on earth. They can recall their origins. They've healed themselves from all that pain and trauma. They've given away all those delimiting beliefs, behaviors, attitudes. In a way, they have developed a sense of freedom, inner and outer freedom also. Because of that, they can now contribute towards humanity, the unique gifts which are there within them, they get expressed to the external world. There are risks associated with uh, being born on earth, and starseeds take this risk when they're born on earth. They're truly very courageous beings. They understand that there's a risk of getting caught up in Maya and getting caught up in the cycles of life and death. Once that happens, they forget why they are on earth. They are not able to heal themselves. They take on more karma, they get caught up in karma, and that karma will keep them in the loops of life and death. Though they are not aware that they're a star being, the other entities of this world, that is, certain entities which come from the lower worlds, can be there on earth. So these entities can recognize a star seed when they see a star seed. These entities start attacking the star seeds in the sense that they attack the star seed through people around them. That is, if you have people around you who have a personality disorder, who have no inner discretion or discrimination, when you are in midst of such people who are cruel, who can go to any extent to destroy another person, then these entities use these people as agencies to target the star seed, because of which they lose their life, their health. So this risk is there when they incarnate on earth. But yes, they have uh, spirit guides who will help them. They don't come in onto the earth's dense atmosphere all by themselves. They have a spirit guide, uh, or a team of spirit guides who will help them, heal them, and who will sort of even work as instruments for them to recall that they come from the other dimension. As these star seeds evolve spiritually, they understand that they have a lot of psychic abilities, uh, clairaudience, clairsentience, telepathic ability. They're able to channel things. They're able to practice mystical arts or sciences. For example, they're very good with tarot cards or astrology. They have a lot of inner hidden knowledge and talent, and all that comes out into the external role that they play on earth. And it even sort of becomes a part of their mission, because starseeds are born on earth for a purpose. The first purpose is to grow spiritually, and the second purpose is to be of some kind of benefit to earth, to humanity. Once they regain their light on earth through healing, uh, they are not caught up in cycles of life and death. After their lifetime on earth is over, they can go back to their higher dimension with whatever extra spiritual evolution they have undergone. Thank you.